Who be the person?
Her husband.
Okay, now the person we Malan they talk yesterday.
Her husband said, we go there if we see we fit
He go agree. Mm. Because yesterday Lawan saying he carry um like maybe 20 Corolla. Say he get. See that your sister we are they always they know me well well. So na motor the husband they sell. I think say na politician. Ah. Okay.
And then they sell cars.
Okay. No wala, no we go now. No we go. What is this? Waiting court.
This is my phone. Stop.
What you do for them before? You dey watch video.
I watch as talk my own my head
Maybe in a general problem.
This problem is internet.
Internet.
No, happen as you
even my own, no Greek connection.
Your phone too. That's frozen.
That's frozen.
No Greek connection.
Thank you, students. I think we lost you again. If you can hear me, I think we lost you again. Okay, but we muted. Muted.
Yes.
Yes, you can understand the number of 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, so I will move on to these are our local specific markup logo what is there on the product. I want to get this logo, the product is good to go. We are involved in a lot of stakeholder consultation, through technical community, the government authorities related to standard development, and all this is through feedback from stakeholders. We have talked about all these services are not relevant. I will continue to support the area for anything. We already have American guests, which are amazing to support the country. So whatever challenge that you are having, no matter the challenge that you are having, study policy, standard education, talk to us in my job, and we will gladly respond to you. And what we have done is to make it easy in our subsidize our service and our services, the standard education, ability testing, and contact with people. More or less continuously engage with MSMEs. For example, collaborating with WenA is one of such activities. And then, WenA CONFERENCE in shaping the design of MSMEs, teaching what we are doing.
Why am
And the
twice?
example of teachers in Canada,
It's also going live on YouTube, Facebook. You know, my friend. You get what I'm saying? No, it's just in Ghana.
They have no nations now.
Well, police brutality and bad governance.
Which country is it?
Ghana.
What is it? That government.
And police brutality. Almost like what we have here.
I'm asking, why do you have to?
People who are online will be seeing this. And then I also, as the main host, I will be seeing this. So that people who are on Facebook and YouTube can see this particular. People who are on Facebook and YouTube can't see this one. So, but this is, what's it called? You can see this one, I put border on it. I put border on it. So that's it. It was one that said, excuse me, hold on, or something yesterday. She's already a host and she can share, all panelists can share their screen.
It's not facing you.
She knows Kira. She that was. Wait. Yes, we can.
It's about the person outside.
You can see it. Of course.
Yes, now.
think we need more. Because that brings economic development. It is about employment. So if you have a business is booming, you see the need to expand the production capacity, and you also see the need to employ more. And we must always also ensure that we maintain the structural, the infrastructure, and secondly, we must take alternative products to standard capacity. And this comes into
Our audio is even poor.
thank you very much.
Are you sure you are muted? Eh? I thought I heard you. That Facebook.
Wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. I'll be ready for any questions if there is. My email is there. You can send emails at on this slide if you can still see it. You can reach me there. You can call my number and send us an email on your inquiry, and I'll be too glad to respond. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And very quickly, we'll be moving on to our next speaker. I'll be having, that session will be the role of NAFDAC in enhancing international trade. The role of NAFDAC in enhancing international trade. And to anchor that, I'd like to invite Mrs. Halimat Kadri of NAFDAC. Mrs. Halimat Kadri of NAFDAC, if you can hear me, I yield the floor to you. The role of NAFDAC in enhancing international trade. Mrs. Halimat Kadri, I yield to you.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me clearly. I need to hear the response.
Halimat?
Yes, can you hear me? Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, we can hear you.
Oh, fine.
We can see that you're muted.
Can you hear me now? Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, fine, beautiful. Good morning, everyone. I want to sincerely appreciate the organizer of this program, the founder, Hajia Aisha Babangida, for her initiative, for bringing this program together to encourage the small and medium enterprises in promoting products and in making the product to be accessible and acceptable in the international market. I would like to bring the warm greeting from the Director General of NAFDAC, Professor Mojisola Adeyeye. She commend and she joined to commend the organizer as well. And because of her passion for trade, she's in support of this program. Because looking at NAFDAC, if you look at our mandates speak on manufacture, distribution, importation, and exportation. And you all agree with me that all these items has to do with trade, because what you produce, what you import, or what you export, you need to trade them. And that is why the current management of NAFDAC, under the leadership of Professor Mojisola Adeyeye, has a great passion for trade-related issues. Now, I will want the organizer to please allow me to share my screen.
I think you can do that now. You can share your screen.
Can you see my screen?
You can share your screen.
Okay.
Not here.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, beautiful. I'll be talking this morning on the role of NAFDAC in enhancing international trade. So from my presentation, I'll be talking on giving you brief introduction, the NAFDAC mandate, NAFDAC export requirements, and I would like to outline common mistakes made by exporters. And at the same time, I will conclude. It's given me a great pleasure to be invited to deliver this paper to the distinguished audience on the theme, the role of NAFDAC in enhancing international trade. And like I said, let me start by commenting the founder, that is Excellency Hajiya Aisha Babangida, for her initiative in organizing this program. It's quite commendable. NAFDAC mandate, the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, was established by Decree 15 of 1999 as amended, now ASCAP N1 Law of Federal Republic of Nigeria, 2004, to regulate and control the and use of food, drugs, cosmetics, chemicals, detergents, medical devices, and all drinking, and all drinks, including packaged water, collectively refers to as regulated products. Meaning all these products I've mentioned here, we call them regulated products. And what is our quality objective in NAFDAC? NAFDAC is fully committed to ensuring that the processed food and beverages, drugs, medical devices, cosmetics, chemical, biologists, vaccine, detergents, and packaged water that is referred to regulated products are also safe and of consistent quality to satisfaction of the stakeholders. All these 7 listed regulated products, what we were concerned about in NAFDAC is to ensure that they are free from contaminants, they don't cause any harm to humans, and they don't have any side effects after taking them. And because of that, NAFDAC has put in place improved system for processing of exports of NAFDAC regulated products in line with the federal government policy on diversification of economy through the export sector and to ensure the acceptability of Nigerian products in international markets. The ease of doing business is what NAFDAC has adopted in putting so many systems in place to encourage the small and medium enterprises for them to be able to export their products. And for this product to be able to be well acceptable in the international market, to avoid what we call rejection. The issue of rejection has been a major concern as a result of Nigerian products leaving our shore and on getting to Europe or on getting to any developed country, you see them turning them back. Why? Because we have neglected some things that we need to do before we actually export that product. And there is need for us to correct all those abnormalities to ensure that Nigeria have a very good reputation in the developed country. In NAFDAC, we have processing and procedure for most of these regulated products. And I will be talking on the issue of exports, which is the one that actually concerns this conference today. Regulated products intended for exports are expected to go through the following process, which are application. As a small medium enterprises or as a manufacturer or operator, you are requested to write an application and documentation. And this documentation will enable us to know what you are trying to export, what your product is all about, and your application will give us the basis of what you want us to do with you. Another one is the inspection. Inspection is key for us to, is an element of certification for us to actually see what you produce. I'll be explaining this in detail. And the third one is laboratory analysis. We don't issue NAFDAC registration number or certification or on abstracts. We carry out what we call laboratory evaluation. And as a result of the evaluation, we give certification. So the four processes listed here are very key for any products or for any manufacturer or any SMEs that is intending to export. Now, talking from documentation, what are the documentation you actually need to, that is required for you to export? Applicants intending to export any regulated product are expected to submit the following documents. And the documents are an application letter by the company, written in the company letterheaded address, letterheaded paper to the Director General NAFDAC, and attention the Director PID. The PID is Port Inspection Directorate that deal with all import and export activities in NAFDAC. Another document that is required is product registration license issued by NAFDAC. It is expected of you that before you think of export, your product must have been registered with NAFDAC and you have the NAFDAC registration number. Another thing is the factory current good manufacturing practice certification or good health practice. The essence of this is to enable us, because during the inspection we'll go through your factory to ascertain where you are using for this processing and if it suits for production, to be free from any contaminants and what are the things that we check during GMP? Of course, the premises, the equipment that you use, and your personnel. You cannot be producing a yogurt that actually require a quality control person and you put an admin person there. No, because quality needs to be built in what you produce. Because of that, the current manufacturing practice, we carry out the inspection during that and we issue that current manufacturing practice certificate for you. Another thing is the Nigeria Export Process Form for commercial exports. Also on the documents required, you need the performance invoice, the packing list, sample of the product to be exported, of course, original copy of the certificate of analysis for product registration, for product registered products. Then the letter of no objection for third-party exporter. If you happen to be third-party exporter, you need no objection letter to attach. Then the company registration with Nigerian Export Promotion Council. Then we require you to attach the importation document endorsed by NAFDAC. That is a certificate of free sales. This will be issued for you when you apply that you want to export. Then the quality specification by importing country. This is very, very important. When you think of exporting, you need to get the specification of where you are exporting to. That will give you the basis of what the country actually wants on that particular product that you want to export. Some of the exporters, they just export to UK, to Europe, and all these countries have their own specification. So invariably, if your product is not meeting the specification of your importing country, automatically they will reject it. So we encourage exporters to look for the specification of that importing country and attach. Another document that is very key is an endorsement copy of international passport, of course, that indicating the exporter or representative approval to travel to the designated country. Then the photocopy of the phytosanitary certificates from Nigerian Cultural Quarantine Service. I appreciate Mr. Aminu from NAPC. He has talked at length on SPA certificate, so I wouldn't like to bother you on that again. It's very key. It's acceptable in all countries. If you are exporting any food sample, you need to attach the sanitary and phytosanitary certificates. Now, that is on the documentation that you need to. But on the issue of inspection, like I said, is a key element of the certification. The physical auditing of the system, equipment, your document, personnel, and building of the manufacturer or warehouse, it falls under this inspection. It is conducted by the agency at the company warehouse where you produce, and the sample of the products will be drawn for laboratory analysis. Meaning, by the time NAFDAC visits your company, we carry out this inspection on all these to check your processing, right from the raw material to the finished product. And we look at all the equipment that you use, and we look at your personnel as well. Now, the inspection enables us to actually get to know, and for the whole essence of regulatory to carry out what we call traceability and monitoring of sanitary and phytosanitary measures. It also enables transparency of manufacturer, safety of food, and all regulated products I have mentioned. It encourages us to have preventive measures on what you do. That is regular identification and review of critical points. Critical analysis point is risk at each stages of your production. So the inspection enables us to correct you on that area. And of course, cooperation of manufacturer with competent authorities in order to reduce risk. That is, it gives us cooperation between the NAFDAC and your company for us to guide you in order to reduce any possible risk that might occur during your production. And the laboratory analysis, in order to ensure that the products for export are safe and of desired quality, a specified sample of products are sent to the laboratory. We have a laboratory in the 6 geopolitical zones. So it doesn't matter where you are, when you apply to NAFDAC and your product is drawn from your company, your product will be sent to the laboratory nearby your area for analysis. We have a food laboratory in Oshodi Lab. We have drug, cosmetics, medical devices in Yaba Lab. So, and we still have, like I said, in the 6th geopolitical zone. Still on laboratory analysis and the sampling, like I said, it is a sure way of certifying your goods, that the goods are fit or unfit for human consumption. Laboratory analysis of all NAFDAC regulated products, processed and semi-processed food commodity before export. That is, we must carry out that analysis. And I want to tell you today that NAFDAC laboratory has been updated to meet international standards and accredited with ISO 17025 2005 certification by International Organization of Standardization and International Electrotechnical Commission. So this is meaning whatever products that we analyze and make pronouncements on is well acceptable in the developed country. So, and that is more the reason why if you are exporting, you need to get involved with NAFDA so that we carry out the analysis of your products. And if your product is meeting with the specification, then you're good to go. So the certification now, after the laboratory analysis, after the pronouncement of laboratory analysis, after the appropriate laboratory analysis and pronouncement on the safety and quality of the product, coupled with the satisfactory inspection, the product for export is certified and the appropriate export certificates issued as an evidence of certification. So you can now see the 4 processes that I mentioned, starting from the inspection, starting from the documentation, the inspection, the laboratory analysis. Then at the end of the laboratory analysis, what you get is your certification. Now, depending on the product to be exported, route of transport, and use of sources of the product, we have what we call combined certificates of manufacturer and free sales, certificate of free sales, and certificate of pharmaceutical products, export permit, export certificate or S certificate. Depending on your product, this will be issued for any intending exporters. And this is what is required of you wherever you are exporting to. So the certificate of pharmaceutical products for registration drug, that is for drug. Certificate of combined certificate of manufacture and free sale for a registered product, and that is for food, cosmetics, medical devices, agrochemicals, animals, and animal food and animal feed. So, and the health certificate, that is for the processed and semi-processed food products. That's what we issue if they are exporting. Another certificate that we issue in NAFDAC, if they are exporting or you are going out with any product, we issue what we call export certificates for products exported through land border. That is for ECOWAS country. ECOWAS liberalization scheme, we issue what we call export certificates for that. Then export clearance permits for regulated product sample. That is if you are bringing in machine or you want trial to import your machine that you desire to use in your company, we issue export clearance permit for that. Then for your personal products, if you are traveling out too, and you have product that is more than 30 kg, 10 kg, so you need to get what we call export approval. So this export approval will enable you to go with product that is maximum of 30 kg of various product that you intend to go out with. Now, permit me to quickly mention some mistakes made by exporters, because we've gotten a lot of alerts on rejects as a result of product exporting from the country. And we look at the cost. We look at what will have been the cost of this. we have discovered that some of these products that are faced rejection did not actually pass through NAFDAC. And we wonder why some of these exporters go out with all these products without NAFDAC certification. We discovered that due to the hurry exports without proper documentation, they like to do that. Then they have poor agricultural, hygienic, and handling of storage practice. That is another mistake that exporters may usually make. Then export of products, export of NAFDAC regulated product without recourse, that is what I mentioned to NAFDAC, which has led to rejection in importing country. That one is I can tell you that is a major issue that we are facing as a result of the alert that we got from the European Union. And another mistake that some of these exporters could be facing, make most of the time, is use of inexperienced and non-compliance clearing agents. So all this has contributed to some mistake when an exporter is intending to export, and at the end, they face some challenges and difficulties in exporting. Some of the NAFDAC SMS regulated products, we have a lot of products like I mentioned. These are just few of these. We know some of the SMS have palm oil, shea butter, honey, coconut oil, petroleum jelly. All these were mentioned yesterday. All these local cereal and dry fish, liquid detergents, But all these actually fall under the mandate of the agency as the regulated product that we regulate. And on that basis, we want to encourage and employ all manufacturers or all intended exporters to please make themselves available and let them have the proper documentation and proper certification before export. So I would like to talk on some of the strategies that the agency has put together for small and medium enterprises to encourage you to register your products. This is based on some of the efforts following the executive order on ease of doing business. The agency has decentralized product registration, thereby reducing the timeline. 60 days for micro, small and medium enterprises, and 90 days to 120 days for bigger manufacturers. And I said this yesterday, we have even encouraged sharing of facility for production where companies with similar products and limited resources, because we discovered that some of these small and medium enterprises, funding is the major problem that you are facing. And because of that, the agency has encouraged and put these strategies in place that you can share facility with somebody that has a bigger and has the equipment to analyze your products for you. So once you have that, we come there and carry out the inspection. And once your products meet with the regulators, the specification required, we give you certification. So another thing is streamline the agency requirements for product registration restricted to a group of products, some type of food and cosmetics. So we are streamlining our requirements. It's not other cumbersome like you think. The reduction of the timeline of issuance of chemical permits to 3 weeks. Then we've carried out a lot of sensitization awareness campaign for small and medium enterprises. We have a consultative meeting with small and medium enterprises. We have streamlined the regulatory requirements. When you go to the website to check for the guidelines, you see that what is obtainable for other bigger companies is not what is obtainable for small and medium enterprises, in order to encourage the small and medium enterprises to get the products certified. Then we have even we have the establishment of small and medium enterprises clinic in all states. So we are part of the team of small and medium enterprises clinic in all states to encourage you. Then we have our reduction in the product registration tariff. Sometimes last year, the leadership of the agency, there was a reduction of 80% in tariff for small and medium enterprises. So I'm sure a lot of people, a lot of members that benefited from that will be able to talk about that. Then for small medium enterprises with not more than 5 staff, that is where the 80% deduction was encouraged for. Then in NAFDAC, we are committed to the production and facilitation of trade within and across the nation's borders. And our top priority is on the assurance of quality, safety, efficacious, and unawesomeness of NAFDAC regulated products. Like I said, we are more of trade facilitation. You will see us as regulator. But if you look at our mandates, which I stated earlier, as importation, exportation, manufacture, distribution, says, you all agree with me that even where we import and when there is export, when there is distribution, when there is manufacture, at the end of the day, everything still goes to trade. And that is why the current management of the agency has a great passion for trade. And I want to tell you that because of the passion of the DG NAFDAC, she has just created the Office of Trade and International Relations to anchor and to see to all the trade issues that has to do with our regulated products. And if there is any inquiry or any issue facing by small and medium enterprises, we have an OSIC desk, and we have a small and medium enterprises desk that attend to all these queries or issues that you might be facing. So NAFDAC is committed to trade facilitation, and we are committed to encourage you to be able to trade within the country and in the international world. But the most important thing that we want from you, the cooperation that we want from you, is to take quality and safety of this product as an important area, because we don't want an issue of rejection in the international market. So NAFDAC safeguard customer focus and agency minded. That is our slogan. That is what we are stand for, and that is what we have been providing for small and medium enterprises in order to help you to get your product certified. So on that note, I thank you all for listening, and I'll be glad if there's any question that you want me to attend to. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Kadri, for that session on the role of NAFDAC in enhancing international trade. We'll be back to you with questions. We'll be coming back to you with questions very shortly. Just kindly stay tuned. And if you're just joining us, I'd like to welcome you to the second day of the third edition of the Women Enterprise Alliance Biannual Conference, themed SME Scalability in Intra-Regional Trade. I've had 3 sessions today. The first session was on export transactions, procedures, and documentations by Mr. Aminu Dan Bakinkaswa. We had a second session on supporting SMEs with standards, and we just had the last session on the role of NAFDAC in enhancing international trade. On export transactions, procedures, and documentation, Mr. Aminu made us understand that the product and production application of a commodity is necessary. Otherwise, SMEs will be wasting their time. We got to know better the supply chain, what is happening from product production to exportation, how it is important to get the standards and the packaging right, and importantly, market access. So according to him, if your skill isn't there yet, he recommends you partner with people in production and come in and just sell your produce. So partnership, alliance will help SMEs get better. The second session was supporting SMEs with standards by Mrs. Fabian Arumeme. Basically, that was about encouraging SMEs to ensure standards in everything they do. That way, it makes their jobs and their products, gives them authenticity and street credibility, and makes it easier for them to sell. We just had a session on the role of NAFDAC in enhancing international trade. And Mrs. Kadri hammered on the quality and safety of goods to reduce rejection. I'd like to thank everyone for listening so far. So this is the Women Enterprise Alliance, ably led, simply led, and effectively led by Her Excellency Haja Aisha Babangida. And over the past years, they've been involved in empowering women, repositioning women, and inspiring women, women of all classes and creeds, orientations, and ethnicities. And the results have been outstanding from the stories we hear and from the testimonies people share. So I give an applause to Her Excellency for all she's been doing and to the Women Enterprise Alliance. At this point, we'll be having a 5-minute tea break. So we're back in 5 minutes. Thank you so much.
And apart from that, because of the proximity of people with around and within Suleja axis. So we have an area office in Suleja. So we don't allow people in Suleja to go to Minna before they get their products registered. So we have an office there that take good care of all the product within the axis. But of course, for Gwagwalada products, Gwagwalada is FCT. Gwagwalada products will come to FCT. And I don't think any staff will tell you that they are not going to collect Gwagwalada's products. I don't want to take to that because Gwagwalada is FCT and we have an office in FCT here. Apart from the headquarters, we have FCT office within the building, and the inspection, to all the Kuje, to Gwagwalada, they still count them under FCT office. So the issue of cottage kitchen production, yes, if you look at our guidelines on the website, we encourage some products under cottage, under your kitchen. But of course, the environment should be able to accommodate what you are producing and suitable for that production as well. So I would just advise the manufacturers or the small and medium enterprises to visit our website and get all these guidelines. It's just there to assist you. If you are producing something within your kitchen, then we all know how different kitchen looks like. The kitchen should be suitable for the purpose of what you want to produce, not multi-purpose where everything is scattered or is not suitable. There are a lot of possibility of risk. If there's a lot of possibility of risk entering what you are producing or contaminants, automatically it will not be approved. But if you design the kitchen in such a way that it's suitable for that product, of course, we will accommodate it and you get your certification. Then the issue of consideration of people, possibly somebody that starts with minimum capital and buy one bag of whatever, they are still under micro. But let me just tell you, what we are saying is whatever you are doing, build in quality and safety in it. For the mere fact that the person has just 30,000 or 50,000 to start the business does not mean that the agency should not look into the safety or the quality of that product. I want you to get that one clear. Wherever the person wants to make use of for that product should be suitable enough. And I will give you a scenario I will share with you. A lady was asked to meet with me from Ministry of Trade and Investment. She is actually producing beans flour in her kitchen and she wants to get certification. Then I asked her so many things. Where is your kitchen? She stays in a 2-bedroom flat and her flat is even up, not even down. So before she washed the beans, stoning, washing, grinding, it involves a lot of processing. And that kitchen is as small as a kitchen that is made for a self-contained. So if this lady starts grinding or doing some things at the backyard, taking it up, there are a lot of interference. There are a lot of areas where contaminants could enter. And what I advise her is to go and share facility. We have some facility, government-owned facility. There are people that doesn't even have space. You can go to Karu and share facility with people that are already built. And you can go to, there is a lady in Idu, I think she's one of these panelists yesterday. But the major thing is, I want to lay emphasis here is the small and medium enterprises members are not even encouraging themselves. Because when this lady came back to me, she told me that where she went to in Idu for the person to analyze her product for her, they charge her 250,000. Where do you want, and they are your member. I wanted to lay this emphasis yesterday, but there was no time. Your member should be able to accommodate and encourage others. That charging to me is on the high side because you have a facility already. And at the end of the day, the whole thing comes back to NAFDAC. Oh, to get NAFDAC certification is so difficult. I pay so much. You are not paying to NAFDAC. You are paying to an individual. And again, some people are making use of consultants. NAFDAC does not encourage consultants, for God's sake. The guideline is as simple as for you to start production. And before you think of starting production that want to prepare beans, you know what you want to do. Like I mentioned now for beans, you first of all destone, you wash, you remove the back, you grind, and you dry. You dry before you grind. All those things are standard operation procedure that you follow. So you don't need anyone to write the SOP for you because you are the owner of your company. You know what you want to do. All that wants from you is to list all those procedures, how you intend to carry out your tasks in getting that product done. So I want to encourage your member on that note, that getting things done in a very simple way and in an economized way is to do things yourself. Any consultant that say, let me help you with NAFDAC, they will just collect your money. The money is not coming to NAFDAC for God's sake. And that is why a lot of people will tell you NAFDAC charge so much. The only thing NAFDAC charge from you is the tariff. And for small and medium enterprises is minimal. Because we encourage the indigenous company to have their product and to start producing. It's not unlike imported products. So I want every member to have a look, and I want the Excellency to please look into that on how members will encourage themselves to get their products registered with NAFDAC. The agency has done her own part by giving that strategy for you to share facility. Then you're supposed to accommodate each other and encourage the younger ones to grow, like the old one have done. Thank you very much. But I don't know if the MC actually got the remaining question, because these are just the little one I picked from what you said.
Thank you, Mrs. Kadri. I think you got the questions that are, except that I don't know if Mr. Sani Garba will still have some comments to make. Mr. Sani Garba, you're muted. Mr. Garba, you're muted.
I can't hear him.
He's muted.
He's muted.
All right. Can I go on?
Yes, you were muted earlier, but you can start now.
What I'm saying on sharing of the government facility, there is a connivance. Some will be honored to sit down on those facilities for about 5-8 years. And when you go, they can rent it to you directly from them. So I don't know whether NAFDAC is really aware of that on the government facility. So if you are making a recommendation, there are government facilities around, check the activities that is there. Camouflage, send someone to go and verify all these things. And again, regarding the storage items that are being issued, samples, you see, if this is not happening, as you said, all packages have been sent to you based on the cooler or whatever in a better condition. Then what gave birth to multiple issuance of same sample? You will find some of our members here, they have given sample more than 3 times. What happened to the first one? What happened to the second one? And if you go there to complain, they will tell you, madam, if you don't want to waste your time, go bring another one. You don't care how much that sample cost. You don't care where she's coming from. So what measures have you taken to take care of all these things? The storage facility that I'm saying, that have you made a special storage facility there before you evacuate those items to the laboratory? Because the laboratories are not there. And I don't think you evacuate on daily basis. So what are all these things? Have you made provisions for them so that you can give us hope? Because there are certain things happening which you might not have knowledge about it, or there might be connivance which some NAFDAC officials, they will make a recommendation that this person is a consultant to NAFDAC.
Should I then to the second floor? Okay. Thank you.
Do NAFDAC officials usually make recommendations and say, this is a consultant, meet him, he will guide you. So in guidance, the charges he will charge you, definitely, all you know is a recommendation from NAFDAC. So you don't blame him as a consultant. If you say whatever charges he's offering you, you don't go back to NAFDAC and tell them that this consultant is charging me this. Your assumption is the same process to give you that certification from NAFDAC. And if the consultant is omitted from that services, you will not get the certificate. So these are things you should open up and give